Hello everyone, Chino here, and as you always know, you like my videos, you can like them, and also subscribe if you are interested in more Sub+vigor rogue content or rogue content in general in the cat that it's somewhere. So now let's begin this video. As you know, I'm going to begin making the rotational ones, but this is going to be not a super deep one because as you also might expect, the APL and gear and things are super bugged, and right now like this is like 300 and something DPS. It's kind of the best simming build for Myth Plus, but we have like 3 different bugs that increase our damage more than we should have. Replicating shadows is doing too much damage. Black powder, as you know, it's hitting once for each target that is hit, and also with all of that, some trinkets could be over simming. So of course I'm going to link the build anyway because the gameplay itself will not change much. Also, 2 things that people may not expect: we are not playing tornado. Of course, you can think of this as a dungeon by dungeon basis because if there are huge pools, of course tornado is going to be good. The problem about tornado, of course, it's what you drop for it. As you can see here in the place where all of the talents, when you have the second gate, let's say, you kind of get railroaded into getting Dark Brew because Finality, Dark Brew, and Flagellation are really good. You also have to go down somehow to get Dust and Dance Macabre. So you need, of course, Perforated Veins, and to go down, if you can go down from Tornado or from Veil Torch. Of course, as you know, Shadow Focus and Weapon Master, of course, and also Gloomblade are weak in most situations. They are not single target. That's why First Dance is more damage also than Tornado overall. Because Tornado now, as it does not work with blades, you have the problem of the 2 or 3 targets. It loses a lot of power. Of course, as you know, also we don't have Seal Fate anymore. You can also ignore the gear completely because it can change a lot of things, like the Porcelain Crab. It could be kind of good, but we don't know. Same with the mirror. Also, keep in mind Ember Soul and Branch are really good contenders for all of this. The class 3, also you can make many changes if you like I'm going to show you inside the game, of course. Here you can make different changes, of course. As you know, Blackjack and Airborne Irritant are a really strong combo to have damage reduction in AoE. You also get your blind. Now it's a 1-minute cooldown, and if you are using any banish charge while it's going, you have 30 seconds. And of course, you get this 6 seconds AoE DR plus interrupt at your disposal. Cheat Death, of course, a staple of rogue gameplay. It also helps us proc the Dire Straits from Ashes of the Ember Soul, so it could actually be a DPS increase. Here you can see actually that I'm not running the First Dance instead. That's a mistake, but it's kind of interchangeable. If you can misplay with the First Dance, it's kind of a skill point. You have to know that you get 4 combo points entering dance. Some people are not aware of that. Also, instead of Ephemeral Bond, like Execution, as you know, this got buffed like almost 100%. It was 3% at the beginning, but now it's at 5%. Also, a notable thing to take into account is if you want, it's like 0.3 difference to use not fronting, and you can run this instead. Cold Blood, it's a cooldown, and as you know, a lot of people like Acrobatic Strikes. This is also a possible build that you can have. I'm also going to leave it in the description, of course. And more beginner friendly because you just need to macro Cold Blood. You don't need to bother about Thistle Tea. One thing to note, of course, is you will have droughts of energy. That means that sometimes you will not be able to shuriken storm or to use your finishers in single target or in AoE situations. Of course, is Cold Blood making your secret technique crit on all its hits. It's quite strong, so it kind of gets there. Of la lethality is not a huge point by the critical strike damage, but the 2% critical strike chance is quite valuable as we get more gear, because you know, when you get critical strike from actual rating, you get some stat DR. And as our consumables are going to be the File of Corrupting Rage and boozing runes, or sometimes you will also like the other ones, the hissing runes, the mastery ones. You can kind of see it's more, if you need a little bit more AoE or single target, you can even sim it. We also always have the NTC research, the thing to sim everything. Now I want to put this video in two kind of parts. This is kind of all of the theory of why this build is kind of good and everything like that. I gave you some variations. Another variation, of course, that people may not like that much, but this one gives you also almost the same damage, is Resounding Clarity with 1 point in lethality. This point in lethality is also quite good. You can also get Leeching Poison if you like more survivability. And it's also kind of almost the same as the Cold Blood one or the Thistletea one. Of course, this is for more advanced players, because as you know, the way Echoing Reprimand works with Resounding Clarity is you get 3 anima charge combo points that make it so if you hit them, you get 7 combo points of value. Another thing to note, of course, is if it's Raging Weak or you need to dispel summon rage, you can get Shift instead of other points here in the middle. They are kind of floaty. I like to get the 2 charges of Feint, and there is a lot of AoE damage, and sometimes you want to use it more than once. The Siege Shroud, it's kind of good, but of course you can also get the energy reduction or some things instead of the Feint, because we're also going to get these points here. So this would be all for the talents in general. There are also other variations that you can check in the sim. Of course, don't look at the number as gospel, and things can change. I'm only posting this video right now because people are kind of interested, and we still have at least 2 or 3 weeks of Mythic Plus testing that people can do. So if they enjoy playing Sub, even with all the bugs, I don't really like to play dungeons with the bugs, because I don't feel strong doing 2 million DPS just because my black powder is bugged and everything gets hit like 4 times. Like here you see, boom. You don't really want that. So this will be kind of the explanation, and then in the next one I'm going to do the rotation. So see you